Happy February! This month, seeing as the month of love, I decided to base my videos each week on a topic of love and relationships. Now this aren't going to be all happy jolly topics, because I'm feeling that you can find those anywhere. You can watch a movie and find those, but this is more real based on my experience, and also I'm going to try and bring Luke into it, so we have both sides of the girlfriend versus boyfriend and all that kind of stuff, because you already know, if you've seen our videos, that our ideas and our opinions are usually opposites, like completely different. So yeah, this week's topic is going to be love yourself before you get into a relationship. Now, I wish I had known this before. Actually, I wish that, because I got into a relationship when I was 17. I was 17 and it was 3 weeks before I turned 18 that we started going out. So technically I was 17, and at that point I couldn't say that I loved myself really and truly. I felt like if I had time, like if we started going out now instead of almost 4 years ago, then we would be at a better place, both of us, because we both would have found ourselves and we both would have known what we would have wanted from a relationship. A lot of us who have gone into relationships young or without much experience in the whole relationship game, it is a lot harder for us to, one, connect more with that person, and to know ourselves outside of that relationship. So for what I mean by that is that the point that me and Luke broke up, I didn't really know what it was like to be with my own company. That makes sense. Recently, throughout the years, I've had to learn how to go out by myself and do things by myself, and gone to the cinema by myself. That was a leap for me. Like actually thinking, okay, I want to do this. I don't have to ask anyone else to do it with me. I'm just gonna do it for me and go. Do you get what I'm saying? Another point that I have about this topic is that when you are young and you don't really fully know yourself, so this is not exactly about loving yourself, but knowing yourself. When you're young and you don't know and love yourself as much, and you get into a relationship or you start talking to someone, you think that, or you will try anything to make that person like you more, even if it's against your morals, or even if you think this is not exactly right. Like, I'm not talking extreme, it doesn't have to be extreme stuff, but things that I would do, like buying things just because I thought, you know, I'm a girlfriend now, I should be buying this for him, or buying myself certain kind of clothes, or doing things that wouldn't usually be what I would do personally. I've looked back at myself when I was that 17-year-old, 18-year-old girl, and I look back and I think, why did I even do that? I think I'm a bit stupid. Not even just when it came to the relationship, but even just when it came to me at school, or like the videos I used to put. Have you seen my whip my hair video? The things that I used to do, I had no shame, but at the same time I was just doing it because I knew that if I did it, people would be like, oh my god, Ida, you're so crazy, Ida did. You know, you just do things without really thinking how it's going to affect you in the future, or how you really feel about it. Also, if you are learning to love yourself throughout that relationship, like for me at the start, I really had self-confidence issues. Like, I was really uncomfortable with my body, and my body hasn't even changed once from now to then. It's just my mentality has changed, and I think that the relationship helped it change. Like, being with Luke helped me find like my body more, but at the same time that's not good, because if he starts saying things about me, like if he starts saying things about my body, then that will affect me, because obviously if he's the one that gave me that means to appreciate myself, and then he can also take it away from me really easily. So I'm having to, it's really hard, and I have been, for those of you who know Insanity and all that, I've been doing Insanity and I just finished my 8th week, so I've got 1 week left, and it's really hard for me to try and motivate myself when things aren't changing as much as fast as I want them to, and then having to go back like to Luke and try and get that reassurance that everything's fine kind of thing. And that's what that messes me up even more, because I know that by being with him, somewhat part of my self-confidence lies with him, and I need to kind of take that back. So that's because obviously I didn't fully love myself before him, so it's hard to like love myself without him being part of that. Does that make any sense? And by not having that self-love and knowing yourself before you get into a relationship, it makes it that much harder to love yourself and work in that relationship. Because if you both are still trying to find yourselves, when you come together, you're going to be lost on that path together. You're going to struggle, and trust me, we have struggled. I'm still struggling. We're still struggling. We're both still. I think he's coping much better than I am, and I'm more like at that point where I feel, okay, I'm starting to love myself more, so I deserve more stuff. I deserve to be treated better. I deserve this, I deserve that. But at the same time, where are those ideas coming from? Why am I thinking, okay, I want to be treated, I want someone to run me a bath with petals, and it's just all messed up ideas of what love should be. And that is because of films, and that is me thinking I'm at this level now, so I should get all of this. But really and truly, it's not. It's the way that we both are together. And I would say that it would be easier if I had known beforehand what my ideas of love were, and where I would want the relationship to go, and what I expect from that. And if you said that at the start, if you set those ideas at the start, and then you start bringing it, it starts working through the relationship, and you both try different things, you both experiment with different ways, and you find what works for you, and then you will prosper. It will keep growing. You will grow together, rather than trying to push one person trying to say let's go this way, and the other person saying I'm not too sure because I'm looking at this way, and then you're just crossing over like this. You're not just going straight. And I hope that makes sense, because I'm just talking whatever comes out my mouth now. I'm trying to make sense of everything that's in my head. I'm just gonna slow it down and bring it back. Let's bring it back, okay? So, where I was at the start of the relationship, I was insecure, I was vulnerable. That's the point where I started thinking, maybe I have got something. Maybe it's because guys are looking at me more. Maybe I have got this certain, I don't know what it is, but I was exploring with what I would like. I would put this of me dancing up, and I didn't care who saw it. Like, I would post my BBM pictures would be my belly out, or like it is exposing bit, not like breast out or not like that exposing, but there was a little hint of that seduction that I had going on, right? Because that's when I started exploring that, and I was vulnerable at that stage. And I feel like if we didn't meet, and if I kept going, I would have grown out of that stage and wouldn't have had all that trouble I had at the beginning of the relationship, where I would put myself out there and he would react in a certain way, and then I have to bring myself back up. I think that's why we broke up, because of the fact that I was a bit, he didn't set lines, right? He didn't know what he wanted. I didn't know what I was doing. He didn't set that boundary at that point, and he didn't talk about it. We broke up because I used to post pictures of other people on my BBM. Or I used to post pictures of myself that weren't really, they weren't new. Like, I wouldn't go all out, but there was the bit of the seduction side of it. And it's like, when you don't know how to respect yourself properly, and when you don't know what your own boundaries are, it is really hard to be with someone and try to be yourself whilst being a couple. really hard. So if you were young, I advise you now, don't rush into anything. Take your time, find yourself, read books, watch videos, learn more about who you are, what you like, and I'll say explore that sexuality side of you without being like crazy. I don't know how to say it without how you are as a person, how you want to portray yourself, whether you want to be that classy person or whether you want to be that person that puts it all out there. Explore it, think about it, learn it, love yourself before you rush into anything. That way, when you know your mindset, you know what you want, you go into a relationship with someone, they will feed off of that and they'll know how to treat you, and you won't have to go through so much stuff. You won't have to go through all these trials and tribulations and breakups and makeups and arguments and disagreements. No, love yourself first. People will follow, people will flock to you. But if you are in a relationship and you are still trying to learn to love yourself, I would say be patient with yourself and with your partner, because you're both trying to learn, you're both going to struggle. There is going to be disagreements, there's going to be times where you're like, I don't know whether we're right for each other, I don't know whether anything I'm doing is right, or whether I'm just doing it because of that person or because I'm trying to make them happy and not thinking about myself. I say take your time, talk through these things. Communication, guys, is number one, and me and Lou still struggle to this day. Struggle hard, and every time we have those disagreements, or I just keep thinking communication. But my issue is I don't talk. I keep a lot of things inside and I struggle. And I say talk or write things down and give it to them. Just let them know so that you're both on the same page, and one person not going that way and the other person not going that way, and you think you're going in the same way, when really and truly you're gonna keep going opposite ways to the point where you can't connect, you can't come back. So that's my advice for you this week. This is my first topic on love and relationships. Next week's topic is, I believe, the truth about being a girlfriend. My truth about being a girlfriend, and I'll see you next week. I hope this helps someone. I have loads of videos planned this month, including hair tutorials and travelling essentials for your hair, because we are going away. So peace and love, guys.